Hey everyone, we are live and we have great big news, big magnum of champagne, big news. We're going to open this baby, but we just found out today that our book, my book, Uplevel Your Business, Uplevel Your Life, just came out in the Forbes top 21 books to read in 2021. So freaking excited. I wanted to celebrate with everybody, have everybody here. It's such an amazing thing to be cited in Forbes as one of the go-to business books is just over the top amazing. It earns this magnum of champagne. So I'm going to open that up. But I got to tell you guys, when I was working 85 hours a week in my law firm, I couldn't even imagine this day. I couldn't even imagine the fact that one of these days I would write and publish a book and that it would get featured in Forbes as one of the go-to business books out there to read. So I just want to celebrate with everyone and have you all along. So many of you have been on this journey with me. I am doing the champagne. Hopefully this doesn't explode everywhere, but it's such a big moment, such a big thing. So we're going to pop this big bottle of French champagne. Let's do it, guys. It's such an amazing time. Oh, let's see if I can get it open, right? Woo! We're here. Awesome. I wish I could toast with everyone. But all right. So here's the thing, guys. The book came out a year ago, last year, and then we had it come out in Audible version and then Spanish and then French. And it's just seen so much activity. And now it's in Forbes. Super exciting. Cheers to everybody. So I'm going to take a cheers. And now I want to bring in my team because they have helped me get here. They have been doing things. So we've got our amazing client happiness coordinator, Megan, our amazing marketing assistant, Marcella, amazing marketing coordinator, Nicole, and our amazing copywriter, member of our marketing team, Jen. They are the ones that are the magic behind helping me always be at the top of my game, get stuff out there, and they've earned this win as much as I have. And so wanted to bring them all on. Cheers to all of you ladies. And cheers champagne with all of you. But honestly, you all have had such a part of this. Megan, you joined onto the team last year in June or so. And we were just getting the Audible book going. We were just launching it. We hadn't even gotten to the French and Spanish versions yet. So anyways, I just wanted to maybe let each of you kind of ask some questions or just talk about your favorite parts of this journey and the book coming out and what it means for you guys that we just got this amazing publication in Forbes that they featured the book. So
right. Well, first of all, I just want to say on behalf of our team, we are so proud of you. We're super stoked that you have been able to not only publish a book, but you published it on Audible, you published it in multiple languages, and now you're featured in Forbes. We're so excited and we're so proud. We could not be happier for you and for all the hard work that's paying off and coming to fruition by you being featured in Forbes on that list. It's so amazing. And I just love that your book is on that list because it is such a powerhouse of information. As the client happiness coordinator, I get to take our clients through a tour of what I consider to be the virtual classroom of that book, the Business Mastery College. And every time I take somebody through a tour, they have their eyes big and their mouths are hanging open because they are so impressed with how much jam-packed information we've put in there. And the book is even more detailed, even more information in there. And it's such an incredible thing for people to be able to have in their hands as they're building out their businesses. As we've been getting excited and ready to announce this to the public, one of the things that really were standing out to me as a coach, as a client happiness coordinator, I'm always thinking about the people aspect of it. I'm always curious about how things affect human beings. I'm so curious to hear from you, Kristen. As you finished this book and you rounded the bend, got it all published, and you look back on that experience, what were some of your biggest takeaways from the experience of writing a book, publishing a book, getting this really incredible content out into people's hands?
So it was always my dream to like create the A to Z, like the book that I wish somebody had given me when I started my business. Like I would have made so many less mistakes had I somebody given me this infrastructure. And so when I sat down to write it, it feels so daunting and overwhelming. But then to come up with an outline and know, what are you really trying to convey? What do you want to share? And every chapter of the book has funny stories and tales from the trenches. And so we definitely were all about being in there and like adding that flavor in, that reality and the action steps at the end of each chapter. And honestly, when it came down to actually writing it, it didn't take that long. What took a long time was like editing it and making it all come together. Once the editor was looking at it, giving feedback, having my proofreaders read it, that was the part that felt excruciating because it took longer than I thought. But the actual writing part actually came together really fast. And then the launches were like, it was my first time. I didn't know. And so doing it the first time, it's like, it's scary, but exhilarating. And now that I've done it, I share the techniques all the time with people because I'm like, okay, you got this. It's not as hard as it looks. And, you need a framework sometimes. So
a system.
Absolutely. Cheers to that. Cheers to that. So yes, I mean, the whole part was just quite the process, but quite the adventure. Absolutely.
I know it's probably hard to choose because the whole thing is so full of really great nuggets. But I'm curious, do you have a favorite chapter out of the book?
Oh, favorite chapter. Probably some of the ones on systematizing and scaling a business, because what gets you to one level of growth is not necessarily what's going to get you to the next level of growth. And so you've got to be kind of tuned into that and understand new level, new devil, right? And like, what are the things you've got to do? So, but yes, there were great nuggets, great stories. Some people that have been in my workshops have heard some of those stories and stuff like that. So definitely kind of one of those fun areas that there were actually stories I wanted to put in the book that I couldn't, that I ended up pulling out just because it was getting too long. Yeah. But yeah, I would say that this part's on scaling and systematizing the business. That's one of my favorite chapters.
That's awesome. I love it. Yeah. And that's going to be such a powerhouse for those who are out there and they are still kind of in the early stages of building out that business. Having that 411 from an expert who's been there and done that is so powerful. And I love that you were able to put that information out to the public so that they do really have those skills. And, for me, I say this all the time. I'm going to say it again. One of the things I love about working on this team is that Kristen, as our leader, as our executive, you really are practicing what you teach. You do it every day. And that's what excites me about working hard for you all the time. And this book is such a great representation of all the incredible knowledge that you house up here, but also teach to the people that come and work with us. So I am just floored by all the amazing things that you've done. You are a powerhouse and an incredible leader. And I love that I get to work here. With that said, I'm about to go hop off our call because I've got to go organize our big team builder that we're going to have.
Yay! Super excited. I love our monthly team builders. Our monthly team builders that you put on are awesome. And I know last quarter was mixology series. This quarter, health and wellness. Like, you mix it up. We're having fun. I'm looking forward to the cooking school class you're going to do. Yeah, I will be on there soon, but thank you for jumping on and thank you for the kind words.
Thank you so much.
Cool.
Bye, Megan.
So, okay, pop this down. Hey, ladies.
Hi.
So, am I the only one celebrating? I mean, I got all of
Although my bottle's not as big as yours, but
yeah.
We figured we got to pull out a big bottle because it's not every day that we get the Forbes stuff. I gotta
Totally.
tell you, it was so I read it this morning, like they shared it with me, and I saw this and I was like, oh my goodness, Forbes Magazine. And like just going through, and it has like the link to the book, and I just loved that. I don't know, it just I had goosebumps this morning. It was like this surreal moment of kind of like, wow, all those endless hours like put in, and it's being recognized and it's being seen. And I don't know how many people that are watching are authors or have authored a book in some way, shape, or form, helping their business build a book of some lead magnet even. But it's a lot of just emotional energy goes into like publishing something and putting it in. And so it's really cool when we can, like when we see the Forbes, when we see the recognition that's out there and stuff like that. So yes, cheers to everyone for being on this journey with me.
Cheers to you.
It's been awesome. Yeah. I see that we've got a bunch of love going on. Sean, I see Sarah. Thank you guys. That's awesome. So Marcella, you actually were involved in helping me get it published into French and into Spanish.
Yeah.
And was actually one of my proofreaders to help me like clean it up and make sure it was like legit, like the right terminologies. How was that experience? Because felt like it took forever, but it actually happened in like less than 6 weeks.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I don't know that you were thinking about, I mean, of course you knew about publishing in Spanish when I came to your team, because I thought it was like a blessing that you had like a Spanish speaking staffer on your team. But I think, I don't want to say it was difficult, because the translators that you got did an amazing job. I just proofread it, and they were from Spain and I'm Mexican, so we use like different terminology for the same things. So yeah. I think that was the most challenging part, to decide what terms to use, like a more universal term in Spanish, especially for the financial chapters. That I was like, oh, in English, it's just one word. And in Spanish, we have like 5 different words for the same thing.
Yeah.
So I think that was the most challenging part, but I think it was like a smooth process, because like I said, like the translator did an amazing job. Your other proofreader also gave us some great feedback. So that was great, because honestly, it was like my first time. I had done like some translation, but not an actual book. So it was good to have great feedback as well.
Yeah, I was just putting this up here because I think a lot of people think that getting a book translated is like this 6-month or 12-month process and stuff. And it actually, when you have a good timeline and you know what you need to do, like it clicks right along. I mean, the translators did their part. I was so grateful for you. And I had like on the French side, a couple of proofreaders on that side too, reading through it, giving me feedback, because there are those nuances in the language, but you get in, you clean them up. And then we went on to Amazon. I had to figure out you helped me with the categories in Amazon Spain and Amazon Mexico, and right, because there are different categories than they have in the US.
Didn't know that.
I didn't know that. I thought it would just be like the same categories in other languages. And nope, not so.
And I think honestly for me, it was easier because I had read the book in English first. Yeah. So when I helped you with the translation, I was like, I know what Kristen means. Yeah. And it was like 2-3 months after I came along. So I already knew you. Like, I know how she talks. I know what she means. So that was
cheers. Yes, it was, but I was so grateful because I think there's a level of like not being sure when you're trusting like translators to like, okay, I hope they get it. I hope they understand. But I knew that you had been like living and breathing with the up-leveling your business team and the theories. And so you like were able to go, okay, this part doesn't work and you got to arrange this. But No, that was awesome. And I'm just so excited. Like we've been getting sales in Mexico and in Spain and in France and all over the world. And now to have the book in Forbes has been absolutely just, that's the big news, everybody. Like I'm celebrating. I'm pulling out the Magnum of champagne. I'm having fun.
Now we're going to need more languages, Kristen, because now it's just going even further.
Yeah. I help you with Italian as well.
There you go. We got Italian coming. We have to figure them out and knock them out, get them done. No, seriously, once you do it once, I think it's so much easier. But that's the same with like publishing a book. Like once you've done it once, I'm already starting to get ideas for book number 2.
That was going to be my question. There has been like a few hints dropped here and there. Do you want to share?
I'm really excited. I actually spent some time this last weekend outlining what would go into book number 2. And the running title at this point is The Implementation System. Super excited because one of the key parts is like implementation. Like you build a system, but then you've got to get your team and everybody using it and working it well. And so implementation is a key part to that. And it's the scary part. A lot of people don't know how to do that, how to get that started. So I'm pretty excited. I think that would be a fun book to write. And I think it's a book that's needed, that's out there. So
right. Well, it's one thing to have like it all written out on paper, but then it's a totally different thing to take those things off the paper and use them well in your business, you know?
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing is like some people are great at drafting in the back room, but then actual implementation, doesn't happen so much. Yeah. Well, I love that we've got a bunch of people that are out there. We've got more congratulations and lots of different people online. I'm super excited. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us and celebrating with us. Jen, Nicole, the two of you have come on. You've been on for what, almost 6 months now. Well, Nicole, you were on for longer than that, but you officially came into the marketing coordinator role 6 months ago. And Jen, you came in helping with a couple of projects and then became our copywriter. What has it been like from your perspective?
I love it. I really do. I love working with you, with our team, with up-leveling your business. And when I first started, I ordered your book and read through it. And I write a lot more than I read. So, did it in a few chunks. But it really helped me understand more of what you do, what your passion is about helping people thrive through systems and through hiring the right people at the right times for the right positions. But it also, like most business books that I've read, have either been boss babes or, or they're so technical that they get lost in the weeds. And your book is just, I've been there, I've done that. This is what I encountered. Learn from my experience. And as much as I love learning from experience, I would really rather learn from yours. And it made so much sense.
Yeah.
And you lined out the parts of business that I love and the parts that I don't so much in ways that made so much sense and helped me see, okay, that's not as hard as I thought.
Yeah.
This is like, you have to focus on it, obviously, but boom, boom, boom. This is what you do. This is why, this is how, and this is when. I was like, oh my word, where was this book when,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's what I'm like. Where was this book in high school, college, law school? Like any level could have been helpful. Like it just, I don't know why society like makes it seem so difficult, because when you don't know what you don't know, it's harder to do everything. But it was just like a little bit of understanding. You're like, oh, okay, that's not that hard. Now I know what to expect. Now I know what to do. Yeah.
Well, you shared so many examples and like your tales from the trenches that it was easy to like be able to picture it and implement it, because it wasn't just like, do this, this, this. It's like, okay, here, like I'm laying it out for you, but here's an example on how I used it. So it just made it so easy to consume that way and to be able to turn around and do it yourself.
It was definitely like, I've got a lot of story, no judgment zone. I've made a lot of these mistakes, and I've had staplers thrown at me. I've had, like, I didn't know how to manage people when I came out of law school. I didn't know how to, like, they don't teach you that stuff. And so, I'm excited. And kudos to the writer who put together the list in Forbes that, polls, said wrote about my book and said, hey, this is a book to read. You're
on a list with Donald Miller. Like, that's huge.
Right?
I saw that. Yeah. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh.
I'll have to grab him and be like, hey, let's talk.
Hey, Donnie.
No, it's such a big thing. And, you don't always, like, you position, you put stuff out there. Like I do a lot of the Haro stuff. I teach that to our business owners. Like, that's a great way to get your name out there and stuff. And, but you never know, like, when certain things are going to hit, when they're going to come. And, sometimes the best laid plans, it was like, I filmed a great podcast and then the guy ended up stopping the podcast. And you never know, like, sometimes you think something's going to happen and it doesn't. You pivot, you roll with it, so it makes these kind of moments all the more, time to celebrate, time to enjoy the victory, to enjoy the moment, so to speak. And boy, will I enjoy the moment. I got a huge, I think my eyes were bigger than I was like, oh, magnum of champagne. Yay!
Wonderful idea.
I'm like, oh, that's a big bottle. Oh, well.
It's definitely warranted for this. I mean, it's
Yeah.
huge. And what, like, a fantastic way to kick off a new year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it's
I
awesome.
can't believe January is already almost done. It's like, it just flew by. 1/12 of the year already, like, practically in the books. But you know what? We've had, I know, such a productive month. You ladies helped us launch the EA package, the executive assistant package. We did that huge calendaring webinar with like 94 people or whatever it was, like, huge audience, and everybody got calendars and everything. And just so many changes and tweaks and improvements to the business and to the marketing team and what we're doing. So it's awesome. I feel like it's been a great January. I can't wait. February, I am sure, is going to be like even better than last month, but every month's always better than the last month, I guess. It's always new and exciting for me. So
Great. That's great.
I'm excited to see what's coming.
I know.
This is huge, and there's just so much cool stuff on the horizon.
Mm-hmm. I feel like every time we hit something awesome and huge, it's like something even better, like, and bigger comes along. Like this, you know? It's like, so what's coming after this? Like, it's going to be like.
And that's the beautiful thing, though, is like, there's always like that next adventure is right around the corner. It's funny. I have the adventure awaits pillow, right? Like, I love to travel, obviously not traveling so much right now. I actually was supposed to leave for Paris on Friday. We had to change the plane tickets because they won't let me in. They won't. So maybe in March I'll get back there. But I mean, every couple days I feel like there's like something cool and exciting happening and something going on. And it's just, when you're growing fast, when you're building, and I will again say thank you to all of you, because you all make it happen. You're the ones that kind of take ideas, run with it, execute it, get it out there. There's no way I could be doing all of this all by myself. There's just not enough hours in the day. So, everybody, I'm going to just pop this up one more time about the Forbes thing. Oh, not that one. That one. The Forbes thing was absolutely like a great way to start a Wednesday morning. I will say that. My phone was blowing up with like people jumping in there and popping it and stuff like that. And I was definitely like, okay, what's going on? And it's always exciting because you never know. And then you read it and you're like, yay. But I guess I should have expected something at some point in time, because I knew the book it's been really popular. A lot of people have been reading it, a lot of good reviews. So it's just sometimes a matter of timing, I guess. I don't know. So
Totally.
cool. Well, ladies, thank you for jumping on. Any final comments before we wrap this thing up?
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Congratulations. Yeah. This is huge.
Yeah.
Like, it really is huge. I hope, like, I don't know, you just realize how awesome you are and how awesome this whole process is. And so just, yeah, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank
Kristen.
Awesome.
you. Awesome. I'm still just in awe of the fact that it's out there and that it's and now it'll forever be there. But hopefully for anybody that hasn't read the book yet, go get the book, read it, and tell me what you think. But in the meantime, cheers, everyone. So excited. Such a cool thing. And we'll be back for a regular live stream on Mondays. And thank you for celebrating with me. All right. Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Congrats.